welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel because Evie said so. This is your host, Evie. We're going to be covering Law and Order Organized Crime, Season 2, Episode 5 today. So it's called The Good, the Bad, and the Lovely. So this is Season 2, right? So welcome. Anyway, let's recap a little bit. We're going to be covering about how did it start, what happened, why, who did it, and how did it end. So how did it start? It starts with them taking pictures of the girls at this party with Flatura and everyone there. Rita's still missing, y'all. Now, Sergeant Ayanna Bell and Liv and Elliott are there scanning this particular party. Now, Elliott found passports and indications that it's sex trafficking, they think. So that's why SVU is there. Well, what happened? These girls are being trafficked, and Elliott is going to help SVU to work this case while he's working his case. Now, Liv and Elliott still have that connection, it seems, because he knows Liv is right. Liv says that Flatura is not really a party planner, and we really know that. You know, she's a madam of some sort. Well, anyway, Elliott's mom suspects that Eli has taken her pills, and he plays like he hasn't even seen them. And he just plays her off as being senile. Well, she's not senile. She knows what she's looking for. She tells Elliott when he gets there and to come home and look after his son is what she wants him to do. Well, Elliott thinks maybe she is senile. I mean, her Valium is gone, and they're going to see later that Eli really did take these pills and is selling them and taking them himself. Well, why? Sergeant Bell and Slootmeyer are the crew, and the crew, really I should say, are still looking for Rita. The Albanians are telling the families that these girls are being taken care of, but they're not. They're using stuff against them. Edmund Ross is the guy that's been having all these girl parties, and they bring the girls there, and they have auctions. I love how Slootmeyer says when they're talking that when she hears that they say that this guy is clean as a whistle, Edmund Ross, her comeback is, how did whistles ever get a reputation for being clean? Well, in this day in society, due to COVID, we see a lot of things that we used to do that were germ spreading and really weren't that clean. But back to it. We see the girls at the diner. The girl at the diner, remember her? Not Rita, but the other girl. Well, she has a shiner on her eye. Somebody punched her in her face, and now it's leaving bruises on her face. She says it's her fault. Elliott tries to get Sergeant Bell to help her, to take her away from that, but she won't go. She gets in the van with the other girls. They follow the van, Elliott and Ayanna Bell, Sergeant Ayanna Bell, to see where are these girls being taken. And Elliott sees that Flatura is at a house receiving the girls. Well, some kind of home where she keeps them. Elliott is used to working SVU cases and stuff, but now he's in organized crime. So he's feeling some kind of way about this case. He really wants to find Rita. So he lies to Flatura to get into the house, telling her that he couldn't stop thinking about her. He just followed her from her hair appointment there. Well, she lets him in, and he uses that time to snoop around when he asks to use the bathroom. He finds Rita's book that he gave her. Remember the book, The Count in Monte Cristo? Well, in it, he finds a photo of her and her son in it. Next, we see him reading a passage from that book. He's so worried about Rita and how to take this operation down. I hope he didn't sleep with Flatura. But maybe he did. I mean, that's making me mad. How deep you gonna go? I mean, ew. But anyway, Ayanna needs to get into the party at Edmonds tonight because that's where the girls are going. So she goes to Congressman Kilbright and says, can you get me in? And he says, okay. So she works him. He's going to take her to the party as a date. Well, Elliott tries to text Eli, but no answer. He's in the courtyard with his friend, giving his grandmother's pills to him and taking them. So how does it end? Well, he goes to Reggie, Elliott, and he agrees to work the job with him, even though Reggie is on him constantly about being with Flatura. And he warns him again strongly this time. Now we see the girls get dressed up, they get into the van, but not Rita. They go to the party, and Elliott is wearing a video button to record all of it. We see Ayanna there. She stepped out that car with Congressman Kilbright. That dress was killer. That girl was killing it. She looked great, like amazing. Killing it in that dress. Well, there's an auction of some sort. There's a lot of jewelry. These girls are wearing jewelry. But the jewelry corresponds with what piece they're wearing. And it's actually an auction for the girls. So that was kind of slick. Now, Elliott and Ayanna work the party, and the girls are being taken to different rooms with men. They're being drugged. They're given alcohol so they can't fight against these men who obviously want to have sex with them. They're bidding highly on these girls. Well, he sees Rita, and Reggie takes a call from his mother during that time. So he's able to step over to Rita and try to get her out of there. But she starts screaming, acting crazy because she knows that her son's life is on the line. But Elliott already knows all of that. But these guys start beating him up because they think that he's trying to take Rita up out of there. So SVU busts in and breaks everything up. Meanwhile, Elliott is getting his butt handed to him. And Ayanna saves him right before he's shot and killed. In that dress, in those heels. Okay, so Brewster lets Reggie go because they're like, let Reggie go. So he rushes right by him. They don't even catch him because, Elliott's working his case. Now, the girls are taken to the station and saved from all of this, human trafficking and sex trafficking. Elliott takes Flatura down the building. Like, he puts her on his back and he scales down the building to help her get away. I guess it's a part of his ruse, his front, his cover. Now, he sees Rita in the car, an SUV that's driving off. So he steals a motorcycle and he gets into an accident on purpose to stop the SUV. He tells her her son is safe. He assures her he's the good guy and that she is now free, and tells her they have 2 passports for her and her son to go to London. She starts crying immediately. He leaves and she calls him Detective Monte Cristo. And Flatura and Ross are hiding information on Liv. They're hiding all of this stuff from Liv. So Liv and Belle go into there with Edmund Ross and have a gun on him because he's got some information and they want it. They want it from him so they can get to Costa. But he's holding a gun to his head like an idiot and has thrown information into the fireplace that Liv fishes out because Sergeant Bell takes him down in that dress, in those heels. Don't tell me what we can't do, okay? So anyway, Flatura busts in with Costa and them because now Costa is asking Reggie and Albie and everybody else that was there, how did this happen? Because they lost money, they lost the girls, they lost the operation, they've been busted, but they didn't go to jail. So Elliott is supposed to be there, but he's not. So Flatura says she knows what's going on in the organization. She thinks that there is a rat in the organization. But does she think it's Elliott? Now we cut to Elliott going home to his mom. Liv is already there, and she tells Elliott she wants him back. Basically, before he changes totally into Eddie and not Elliott. She touches his face so gently, and I just love their relationship. Elliott's in real deep doo-doo at this point. Now she wants to use the bathroom, to get some peroxide for Elliott's wound on his head. Because, when they was whooping his butt, he got a wound on his head. So when she goes in the bathroom, she noticed that Eli, that was in there right before her, has dropped some pills in there. That she heard him drop something, and then he rushed out to go to the supposedly movies with his friend. Now, she comes out and she talks to Elliott and says, look here, look at these pills. I know Elliott had these pills. So now he knows that his mom was telling the truth and Eli did steal the medication, that his mom was telling the truth. Now, do you think that it's Elliott's job to be at home more for his son, even though his job is to take these people down? Do you think he's letting his family down by not being there? Do you think they're going to think that he is the mole or the rat in the organization? What's about to happen here? Did he cover himself enough trying to get Reggie up out of there and Flatura at the same time? Leave some comments below. You know, a girl wants to know. If you like the kind of content that I'm bringing to you every week about Law and Order SVU and organized crime, be sure to give me a like. Go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you. I'd love for you to be a part of the fam. I'm going to see you guys in my next video. So Law and Order on. I love you, love you, love you. Bye-bye.